Mr. Smith. How are you? My name is Emily. I'm going to be your nurse today.
I'm good, thank you.
Might sound like a silly question, Mr. Smith, but I'm going to have to ask you, what is your name and how old are you?
My name is Ty and I'm 25.
Okay. And Mr. Smith, can you tell us who our current president is?
It's Joe Biden.
Okay. And can you tell us the month and the year that we are in?
We're in June of 2021.
Okay. And Mr. Smith, do you have access to at least 3 meals a day?
Yes, ma'am.
And how would you say your mood is today?
I feel good.
You feel good? Okay, good deal. So, Mr. Smith, I also noticed that when you walked in, you didn't walk with any crutches, you weren't in a wheelchair or a cane, correct?
That's
do
correct.
Do you walk with any of those or have any assistance at home?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and I also noted that there was no deformities or obvious deformities. Is there any deformities that you've noticed that you want to share with us today? No? Okay. So the next thing that we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with is I'm going to go ahead and start with your head or your cranium. You're going to feel me touch or palpate throughout this assessment. I want you to let me know that if you have any tenderness or pain at all.
Okay.
And I'm also going to note before I start the assessment, you are nice and kept, you are clean as well. Okay? I'm going to start right here at your cranium. I'm looking at your scalp, making sure you have no dandruff, no redness, or any pain when I touch. Any of that, Mr. Smith, that you've noticed?
No, ma'am.
No? Okay. Next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to assess your face. So I'm going to start out with palpating or touching your frontal sinuses. Okay. And your maxillary sinuses. Any pain, Mr. Smith?
No, ma'am.
No? Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and move down to your eyes. I'm noting that your eyebrows are nice and symmetrical. Go ahead and close your eyes for me. I'm looking at your eyelids, making sure that there's no redness, drainage, or irritation. I'm also looking at your eyelashes. Eyelashes are full and thick and healthy. Go ahead and open your eyes for me. I'm noting your sclera, and your eyes are perfectly clear, no redness, no drainage, or any irritation. Have you noticed any irritation or redness?
No, ma'am.
No? Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to assess your pupil reaction to light, okay? So this light is quite bright, so I do apologize, but it'll be just for a second, okay?
Okay.
So go ahead and look straight for me. All right. Okay. Now I want you to look at the center of this light. I want you to look at the wall behind us. Okay. Look back at the light. Awesome. No deformities noted. All right, Mr. Smith, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move down to your nose. Your nose is nice and midline. There's no deviation. I'm looking inside both of your nares or your nostrils. There's no redness, drainage, or irritation around the side of the nose that I've noticed. Is there any that you have noticed at home? None?
No.
Okay, that's great. Next thing I'm going to do, Mr. Smith, is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move to your ears, okay? So go ahead and turn your neck to that side. Can you turn it down this way? Perfect. Any pain when I touch?
No, ma'am.
Any redness that you've noted?
No, ma'am.
No. And I don't see any redness here today. No drainage that I can see or irritation to the inside of your ear. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to look at this side of your ear. Any pain, Mr. Smith?
No, ma'am.
No redness, no irritation or drainage noted. Next thing that I'm going to do, Mr. Smith, is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move down to your lips. Your lips are nice, pink, and moist. So have you noticed any cracking of your lips, any discomfort?
No, ma'am.
No? Okay, awesome. Next thing that I'm going to do, Mr. Smith, is I'm going ahead and moving down to your neck. I'm going to palpate some lymph nodes, okay? First one that I'm going to start with is called your preauricular, which is right here by your ear. Any pain that you see or feel? I'm sorry.
No, ma'am.
Next one I'm going to do is I'm going to feel on your postauricular. Any pain?
No, ma'am.
Awesome. No swelling or redness noted while I'm also doing this. Now, Mr. Smith, what I'm going to do is I'm going ahead and I'm going to turn you around.
Okay.
We're going to look at what's called your occipital lobe of your head. Any pain when I palpate?
No, ma'am.
No? Okay, you can go ahead and turn around. Next thing I'm going to do, Mr. Smith, is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to palpate on some other lymph nodes that you also have in your body. This one is called your juxtadigastric, also known as your tonsils. Any swelling that you've noticed? Any hardness to swallow or pain when you eat and swallow?
No, ma'am.
No? Okay. Next one I'm going to do is called your submandibular. Any pain right here, Mr. Smith?
No, ma'am.
No? And the last one is the submental. Any pain, Mr. Smith?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I'm also noting too that your trachea is nice and midline. No deviations, no swelling, no redness noted. Okay, next thing that we're going to do is we're going ahead and we're going to move on to the cervical region of your head and neck assessment, okay? This is what's called your posterior cervical. Any pain when I touch?
No, ma'am.
There is also no swelling noted, no redness noted. This is called your superior clavicle. Any pain, Mr. Smith?
No, ma'am.
No. And this is what's called your deep clavicle. Any pain?
No, ma'am.
And there's also no redness, no swelling noted to your neck as well. So that's a good thing. Next thing that we're going to do, Mr. Smith, is I'm going to ask you to go ahead and shrug your shoulders. We're going to be checking your supraclavicle, your clavicle region, also known as your collarbone. Any pain?
No, ma'am.
Any pain shrugging your shoulders at all? Any discomfort?
No, ma'am.
Okay, great deal. And last but not least, we're going to check your thyroid, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to come around you to the side. I'm going to put 3 fingers on the side of your neck. Any pain when I touch?
No, ma'am.
And now I'm going to go ahead and ask you to swallow for me. All right. No changes noted, no deviations, no pain.
No, ma'am.
All right. That concludes our assessment, Mr. Smith. Is there any questions you have for me?
No, thank you.
No? Okay. Thank you, sir. I'm going to be giving a report on a 25-year-old male who came in for a head and neck assessment. Upon arrival, I noted that Mr. Smith was able to ambulate by himself. His mobility was intact. He denied any deformities, as well as I did not note any deformities. He was noted to be very well kept. His BMI was appropriate for his weight and his height. Mr. Smith was also able to appropriately address the day, the time, and he was noted to be ANO times 4. He did agree, or he did acknowledge that he does have access to 3 meals a day, and he says that his mood is fairly nice. So upon assessment of him, I noted that his scalp, when starting or at his cranium, his scalp was not dry. There was no dandruff noted, no redness or irritation. I then moved down and palpated his frontal and maxillary sinuses. There was no tenderness or irritation noted, as well as he said that there has been none when doing his daily activities. Next thing that I did was I moved down to Mr. Smith's eyebrows. His eyebrows were noted to be symmetrical bilaterally, as well as his eyes. There was no tearing, no redness, irritation noted to the eyelids or the eyes themselves, or drainage as well bilaterally. I then moved down to the nose, which was nice in midline. There was no drainage, irritation, or redness noted upon inspection. I then moved down to his ears, or moved over to his ears. There was no drainage noted, no tenderness when palpated, and there was also no redness. I then moved down to Mr. Smith's lips. His lips were nice and symmetrical as well as they were pink and moist. My bad. I then moved to his neck, where I palpated all 10 lymph nodes. There was no tenderness, no swelling or deviations noted, as well as the trachea being nice in midline. I then moved to his clavicle or cervical region. There were no issues noted, no swelling, no pain or tenderness on palpation, and there was no redness or anything of the sort. I then finally moved on to his thyroid. There was no enlargement noted, also no irritation or pain on palpation.